Have you ever apologized even when you did nothing wrong? You take on extra tasks, laugh at disrespectful jokes, and tell yourself you are just being nice. But deep down, you feel small, invisible, and quietly angry. You think the only way to be respected is to toughen up, act cold, or become the loudest one in the room. Here is the truth. You do not need to become fake or aggressive to be respected. You need to stop abandoning yourself. Stay with me until the end of this video, because once you understand the third path, your calm will become your power. This is not a place for blaming or victimhood. This is where you stop begging for respect and start living in a way that demands it without a single shout. You already know the pattern. At work, your manager drops one more task on your desk at the end of the day. You are exhausted, but you hear yourself say, "Sure, no problem." They walk away relieved. You walk home resentful. With friends and family, someone makes a joke that cuts a little too deep. It stings. Everyone laughs. You force a smile so you don't ruin the mood, and later you replay it again and again in your head. In relationships, you listen, you support, you show up. But when it is your turn to speak, the conversation somehow shifts away from you. Your needs sound dramatic. Your feelings sound too much. So you lower your voice. You shrink your needs. You convince yourself this is what it means to be a good person. Here is the brutal truth. You are not being rewarded for being kind. You are being used for being available. You are not gaining respect. You are teaching people that your time, your energy, and even your pain are cheap. There is a word in psychology for this pattern. It is called the fawn response. A fight is when you attack. Flight is when you run. Freeze is when you shut down. Fawn is when you abandon yourself to keep other people comfortable. You say yes when every cell in your body is screaming no. You apologize to avoid tension. You over-explain to avoid disapproval. You think you are keeping the peace, but you are trading your self-respect for temporary approval. And the cost is brutal. People trust you will always bend. They assume you will always take on more. They stop hearing your no because they rarely hear it at all. So let me ask you a hard question. How long are you willing to keep betraying yourself just so other people never have to feel slightly uncomfortable? The ancient Stoics were clear about this. Marcus Aurelius wrote that your mind becomes dyed with the color of your thoughts. If you constantly think, "My needs don't matter," your life will quietly prove you right. Epictetus said that if you want to improve, be willing to be misunderstood or thought foolish. Why? Because growth often looks like rebellion to those who benefit from your weakness. Respect is not something you chase by trying to impress everyone. Respect is something you attract by the way you treat yourself. People are watching what you tolerate. If you protect your time, they understand it is valuable. If you let disrespect slide again and again, you're handing out permission slips to treat you the same way. Here is the reframe. Stop trying to get people to respect you. Start acting in a way that makes disrespect impossible to sustain around you. You are not here to control their opinions. You are here to control your standards. So how do you do that in real life, especially if you have spent years being the nice one? Let's go through 4 Stoic strategies that help you gain respect without becoming fake or aggressive. These are the moments where most people fall back into pleasing. If you stay with them, your whole way of reacting will begin to change. The first is the power of silence and the 3-second pause. Think of the calmest man in your favorite film. He rarely raises his voice. He does not rush to fill the silence. He listens. He looks. He chooses his words like a surgeon picks his instruments. Now compare that to what you usually do when you feel challenged. Someone questions you. You laugh nervously. You rush to explain. You speak quickly, trying to smooth everything over. That speed is not confidence. It is fear. From today, practice the 3-second pause. When someone says something disrespectful or throws a difficult question at you, do not answer immediately. Look at them with calm eyes. Take one slow breath. In your mind, count 1, 2, 3. Then respond, if you choose to respond at all. That silence sends 2 strong messages. First, I am not controlled by your emotion. Second, I am evaluating you. Silence creates a vacuum, and most people are so uncomfortable with that vacuum that they start to reveal who they really are. The second strategy is where most people break. This is the moment your old self usually collapses and starts over-explaining. The second strategy is what I call the repeat line. This is how you set boundaries without shouting, arguing, or over-explaining. Most people think they have to choose between being aggressive and being a doormat. They don't. There is a third way. It is called being calmly decisive. Imagine your colleague tries to put another task on you. You say, I can't take this on. I need to focus on Project A. They push back. It will only take a minute. Come on, help me out. This is the moment most people collapse. They start explaining their whole schedule. They apologize for having limits. Instead, you use the repeat line. You say in the same calm tone, as I said, I can't take this on. I need to focus on Project A. No extra story. No apology. No nervous laugh. If they push again, you repeat it again, word for word. You are not rude. You are not raising your voice. You are simply holding the line. Here is the key insight. Over-explaining is a form of submission. The more you explain, the more you sound like you are asking for permission to have limits. The more you explain, the more you kneel. You do not need permission to protect your time, your energy, or your sanity. The third strategy is quiet vulnerability from a place of strength. Most people think this will make them look weak, but the opposite is true. We often think that authority means never admitting weakness, never saying, I was wrong, never saying, I don't know. But that is just ego in a costume. Real authority is when your respect for truth is stronger than your fear of looking imperfect. Think about someone like Keanu Reeves. He is not trying to impress you. He is open about his pain, his awkwardness, his losses. Yet he is deeply respected. Why? Because honesty and humility from a grounded person feel powerful, not weak. In your own life, this might look like saying, I handled that badly. That one is on me, without collapsing into self-hatred. Or saying, I don't know the answer to that yet, but I will find out. The message you send is simple. I am not performing for you. I am committed to reality. People may not always like what you say, but they will feel that they can trust you. And trust is the foundation of real respect. The fourth strategy is what I call the strategic pause in everyday life. If you have lived as a people pleaser for years, your biggest enemy is speed. You say yes before you even know what you feel. By the time your body catches up, the commitment is already locked in. From now on, you will build a new default line. Let me check my schedule and get back to you. That is it. Simple, respectful, powerful. This pause does 3 things. It gives your nervous system time to calm down. It moves you from emotional reaction to logical decision. And it teaches other people something new about you. You are not instantly available. You are a person who considers, then chooses. Sometimes, after you think, you will still say yes. Other times, you will say no, but the yes will be cleaner. The no will be stronger. Both will be rooted in self-respect, not fear. Now let's talk about how to handle direct disrespect without becoming aggressive. This is the part most people never do, because it forces you to stop laughing along with what hurts you. You do not have to scream. You do not have to insult. You can use what I call the classy call-out. When someone says something out of line, instead of laughing along or firing back, you look at them and say, "I'm surprised you feel comfortable saying that to me." Then you stop talking. You are not calling them names. You are not explaining why it was hurtful. You are simply handing the comment back to its owner. The discomfort returns to where it belongs. This is how you protect your dignity without losing your calm. So, how do you start training this in real life? Let's get specific. Within the next 24 hours, choose one situation where you usually say yes automatically. When it appears, use your new line. "Let me check my schedule and get back to you." Afterward, sit with the discomfort. You might feel guilty. You might feel selfish. Understand this. That feeling is not proof that you are doing something wrong. It is proof that you are breaking an old habit of self-abandonment. Next, write down 3 areas of your life where you feel most resentful right now: work, family, friendships. For each one, ask yourself, where am I saying yes while my body is saying no? That gap is where your self-respect is leaking away. Then, for the next 7 days, practice the 3-second pause in every important conversation. Someone asks a favor. Pause. Someone makes a comment. Pause. You do not need to respond to everything in real time. You are allowed to think. Finally, choose one moment of disrespect from your past that still haunts you. Rewrite it on paper with your new response. Maybe it is the classy call-out. Maybe it is the repeat line. Maybe it is simply walking away. The point is to start building a new identity in your own mind. Because in the end, all of these tactics are useless if deep down, you still believe you are not worthy of respect. The Stoics were not trying to impress the crowd. They were trying to impress their own conscience. Seneca wrote that the first sign of wisdom is to live in a way that you can respect yourself. Not someday, today. Self-respect means you are willing to carry the weight of your own choices. It means you are willing to be disliked for living according to your principles. It means you would rather disappoint others than betray yourself. There will be a moment in your journey when you say no, and someone is upset. They might call you selfish, cold, different, and you will feel that old urge to rush back, to fix it, to prove you are still good. This is where a new sentence must appear in your mind. Their discomfort is their responsibility. My boundaries are mine. Freedom begins the moment you understand this. When you are no longer controlled by who approves of you and who doesn't, you become dangerous in the best way. You become solid. You become steady. You become someone whose presence speaks louder than any performance. So picture that version of you. You are asked to take on work that is not yours. You pause. You say calmly, "I can't take that on. I need to focus on what is already on my plate." And then you stop talking. Someone makes a joke that crosses the line. You look at them and say, "I'm surprised you feel comfortable saying that to me." No anger, no smile, just truth. A friend asks for a favor. You say, "Let me check my schedule and get back to you." Later, you choose what truly aligns with your priorities. No long essay, no apology paragraph. You are no longer acting fake to be accepted. You are no longer acting aggressively to feel powerful. You are simply aligned. Your outer actions match your inner values. That is what real authority looks like. You do not have to shout to be taken seriously. You do not have to become someone else to be respected. You only have to stop abandoning yourself. If this message hits you, remember this. On Stoic Ether, we train self-respect, discipline, and quiet power. If you are ready to stop begging for respect and start living with higher standards, subscribe and stay with us. Comment below and write the sentence, "My calm is my weapon." And if you feel like sharing, tell me about one moment when you finally said no and realized you would never go back to your old self. Your life will not change because you watched this video. It will change because of what you do after it ends.